guys. For Andrew, please. Obviously, you know Mark probably better than anybody. What was your reaction to the hit?
I mean, it was a heavy hit. Down a goal with a minute to go. I think just trying to stop them from scoring, and go the other way. So obviously, you hope Evans is okay. I saw him get on the bus yesterday as I was leaving the rink. It seemed like he didn't go to the hospital or anything like that. So we're really that's really good news. Happy to hear that it's nothing too bad. So just hope his health is okay and just move on from it.
We'll go next to Jeff Hamilton from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
For you, Andrew, again, just on that. I mean, obviously, this is going to be a topic of conversation. The hit, there's debates back and forth. One of the debates is the onus of Mark not taking advantage of per se, potentially vulnerable situation. But then the other side will say, well, with a minute left to ice the game and that kind of put yourself in a vulnerable situation. Is this just the kind of hockey that we're getting to where kind of both sides need to, or where do you fall on that debate?
I mean, honestly, I think it kind of depends which side of the debate you're on. If that had happened to one of our players, I think it'd be, your hands would be up. But I mean, at the same time, you never want to put yourself in a vulnerable situation during the course of a game. So, I mean, I think it's on, in a general sense, it's on both guys in terms of, not, when someone is in a vulnerable position, that you make sure that your shoulders down, you hit through the chest, you don't hit them in the head, you don't hit them late. And then when you're the player, you really don't want to put yourself in a vulnerable situation to get hit like that or give the guy an opportunity to hurt you. So in a general sense, I think that's kind of where I stand on it. For Scheifele, I think it kind of looked like it's hit him through the chest, but the league will have their say on it. So I'm probably not going to comment any more on it.
We'll go back to Jeff Hamilton from the Free Press.
Sorry, Andrew, again, not about the hit, but the effect from the hit might have on the series. How are you expecting for that to kind of spill over to the rest of the series?
I don't know. I mean, I think part of it will be what the league says. If we're missing Mark, I think you're missing, arguably our best player for, however long. And I think, you saw the effect of that in the bubble. I think we're, way better equipped now to handle such an injury. So guys will have to step up in his place if that's the case. And yeah, I mean, we got to bounce back. We got to find a way to win the next game. I think that's all we're worried about right now. We're not worried about, any targets or, whatever, they're saying in the media. I think we're worried about going out and winning game 2 because it's a big fucking game for us.
We'll go next to Paul Friesen from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
Hey, Andrew. Thanks, Gregor. Joel Edmondson last night said that, if Mark does come back, they'll make life miserable for him. Do you have to just block all that stuff out? And how hard is it to kind of move on from such a traumatic incident?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just got to block that stuff out. Things, everyone's seen something over the course of their career, someone getting stretchered off, something bad happening. It's unfortunate. Obviously, the health of the players first and foremost. So knowing that he's okay makes it easier for us to move on as players. I'm sure easier for them to move on. They see their teammate, obviously he's banged up, but it's not like he's, on life support or anything like that. So he's, so that's what we're most happy about. We're just blocking out, what they're saying. We're worried about going out and winning game 2. I think that's all we can worry about right now.
We'll go next to Jean-François Chaumont from the Journal de Montréal. Go ahead, Jean-François.
Hi, Adam. You said that if Mark is getting a suspension, other guys will have to step up, but you can play in the middle, you can play center, and I can also think of Pierre-Luc Dubois. Do you believe that Pierre-Luc and you could be key players for the rest of that series?
Yeah, I mean, Stas is a great centerman too. We got Laus. We got guys up and down the lineup that can play center. kind of been used to flipping back and forth between center and wing over the course of the last few years. So yeah, I mean, I think we're deeper now than we had been, and yeah, I think it's kind of that next man up mentality. We've dealt with a lot of injuries, maybe not so much this year, but over the course of my career here, that we've handled guys going out pretty well and kind of rally around adversity a little bit. So yeah, if one guy goes out, it's next man up, and I think that we got the depth here to fill in for Mark as best as possible.
I'll go back to Ken Weeb from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
For Neil, please, how would you quantify the loss of Dylan DeMello, and what does it mean for the rest of the defense core?
Yeah, it's a huge loss for us. I mean, especially when you lose him on the first shift of the game. He's been a big part of our season, and I think you saw last year's of the effect that he has on our D core, and not only that, but the special teams has been really good on the penalty kill all year. So yeah, we're gonna have to come together as a group and move on from that.
I'll go back to Jeff Hamilton from the Free Press. Go ahead, Jeff.
From you, Neil, you've delivered your fair share of good hits. How difficult is it in those split-second decisions on where you're lining up against, where it initially comes through? I mean, when it comes into making that decision, how difficult is that split-second decision?
Yeah, it's tough. It's an intense game. It's a fast game, and I don't think anyone on our team is targeting guys or certainly not trying to hurt guys. So, like I said, it's tough, but you do everything you can to keep your elbows down and to keep your shoulder low and make sure you don't make contact with his head.
Final question from Paul Friesen from The Sun. Go ahead, Paul.
We'll just go back to Andrew. I guess, in some ways, this is the first adversity you guys have faced. First loss in the playoffs and potentially a couple losses of a couple of players. What do you draw on here?
First adversity we faced. Come on, Paul. We read all the articles that you were saying when we lost 9 in a row. I think we faced enough adversity over the time here that losing one game in the playoffs isn't gonna change our belief or our trust in each other.